I am so upset with Eddie House. So first of all, he went to Arizona State. He's one of the two best players ever from Arizona State. The other is James Harden. And he's also a shooter like James Harden. So Arizona State Sun Devils and shooters always stick together. So he's going to come on right now, Eddie House, and tell us that James Harden, ISO ball, 61 points, doesn't pass to anybody. It's great basketball. 11 years in the NBA. I'm watching this thing last night.
Forks up.
So 211 points.
Right.
Not a single, not even one basket from a teammate. Klay Thompson had 44 the other night. Every point from a basket. Now, I'm not saying the Klay Thompson model is always going to work, but the 8 highest usage rates in NBA history have never won a playoff series. Congrats on beating the Knicks, the Grizzlies, and the Cavs, and the Lakers without LeBron. I don't buy this James Harden act. I think it creates resentment over time from teammates.
I wouldn't say that. And as far as not getting assisted, who's going to assist to him?
Eric Gordon's pretty good, isn't he?
Had 0 assists.
Well,
that's him. No, he has the ball in his. Is he scoring? Is Eric Gordon scoring? He's scoring, so he has the ball in his hands. He's not making any assists. He had 0 assists last night. Austin Rivers had 4 assists. Is he supposed to assist? So you want to take the ball out of the best player's hands, put it in somebody else's hands, and say, "Hey, pass it to him so he could get a shot."
I think there's a way to play in the NBA, and I don't think selfish players. I think Michael Jordan, initially in the league, was a selfish player, gifted. Couldn't get along with Quentin Daly. Couldn't get along with Orlando Woolridge. And Phil Jackson came in and said, so you want to score 60 a game or you want to win? And he learned how to pass. And Michael Jordan then was still lethal. But many of the great shots were Paxson, Kerr, Michael learned how to pass. I think James is going back to what he was early James, which is I'm just going to do my thing. And he is, by the way, psychologically, he is so good at it. You start believing I can score 45 a night. I mean, I understand how you kind of fall into hey, I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah, well, look, he's on his run right now. And while this run is going on, I mean, we should enjoy it because it's something we haven't seen, right? And understand that it's extremely hard to do what he's doing, especially night in and night out. You don't think that the opposing team – I haven't seen this yet, though. Don't think the opposing team is trying to stop him from getting 30 or 40. Yeah, they are. He's still able to get it. I haven't seen them double him yet. I think they should be doubling him off rip to get the ball out of his hands to try to slow him down and disrupt his rhythm a little bit if they want to try to do that. But how he's playing right now is lights out, so it's nothing that you could really do with him defensively. I'm intrigued about tomorrow's matchup, Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. I think that's going to be.
That's if Kawhi Leonard plays.
He's going to play.
Missed 14 games.
That's the reason why he missed the last 4 games. He was resting for James.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so he could be ready for him.
I'm going to throw another story out to you. LeBron James, 15th year. He's played so many playoff games, it's almost like 2 to 3 more extra years. And he's a human being. We saw Larry Bird. I mean, literally his feet gave out on him. Kobe Bryant last couple years got hurt. Michael Jordan at the end was not a vertical player. He was a really good scorer, but he wasn't a vertical player. Magic last 5 years I don't think could guard me or the microphone, okay? Players get older. So LeBron has an injury. He's been out over a month. He's missed now 14, 15 games. He's not going to play against Minnesota. Chances are he's going to miss 17 games, 35. Can we acknowledge it doesn't do LeBron any good as a 15-year veteran with all these miles on the tires? He wants to make sure people think this is no big deal. Because with Lonzo Ball being injury-riddled, Brandon Ingram's not as good as we thought. If LeBron is now getting old and this is a real injury, how attractive are the Lakers to go to? Lonzo can't stay healthy. LeBron now suffers a real injury. I think they're downplaying the injury.
I don't think they downplaying the injury. The injury is a tough, sensitive injury to have.
Okay.
That area, so your hamstring, your groin, your adductor, and your hip flexors.
Okay.
Very sensitive. In your normal, everyday walk of life, you can feel better. You're like, oh, I'm good. But your basketball movements are totally different from your walk of life movements. So you might make a defensive slide and fit and be like, and re-aggravate it. So what they're doing is just make sure he's 100% because he can't come back early, right? Because people want to see him back and get hurt again, and now he doubled his time. They stand no chance. There's no chance the Lakers.
The season's done.
God forbid he gets hurt. There's no way that they're going to make the playoffs without LeBron James. So be 100%. When you get 100%, make sure you all the way right. You got 28 games left. He'll miss tonight. You have 27 games, 5 of them with opponents that are in front of you right now in the standings. You have a chance to make a really good run, and it's out there for him to, if they do it and move from 9th to 3rd, where they were before they moved to 9th, you could start mentioning him and possibly being an MVP candidate.
He's missed it, but if he misses,
I know he missed them games, but the way that he was able to bring his team, because he is the most important, he is the most valuable player to his team and to the league. Look what they did.
It is interesting.
They're able to do that.
We were talking, Eddie, about this yesterday. It's pretty obvious. Anthony Davis is in their sights. Anthony is a great player on a bad team in kind of a meh NBA market. Anthony Davis has come out and said, it's not about money, it's about legacy. So Anthony's got his mind right. He wants to be a legend, not just rich, right? So it's like the elephant in the room. Anthony Davis, LeBron. But it is interesting. We know that Boston now, here's the problem for the Lakers. I think it's fair to say Lonzo Ball is, what's the term? Injury
prone?
He's injury prone. I've watched him now for 2 years. He's now an injury-prone player. You cannot tell me Lonzo Ball. So now one of their big trade assets is injury-prone. Brandon Ingram, and I don't think what I'm about to say is unfair, is a guy.
No, it's not unfair.
He's a guy. No, he's not a bad guy. He's a guy.
I just don't think that he fits in the Lakers system. He's a guy he's a ball stopper, similar to like a Carmelo.
Good call.
You pass it to him, he wants to ISO. He's not a guy that's going to get the ball, make pick and rolls happen, create situations, and try to make plays. He's going to catch the ball, stop everything. Everybody's going to stand. That doesn't work with LeBron. LeBron's not a guy that's just going to stand around.
That's a good point.
You need movement. So I think in a better system, Ingram will have a better opportunity to showcase his skills.
But do you agree with the fact that Ball and Ingram came into this year? LeBron's belief was, and LeBron, by the way, he didn't even give his best friend Dwayne Wade a heads up. When LeBron thinks you're old or thinks you don't help him, he's moving on. That's okay. I'm not blaming him for it. Brian Windhorst said that much yesterday on a podcast. LeBron came to this organization thinking Lonzo would grow into this. And Brandon would grow into this. And I don't think either of them are the assets that we thought they were an hour before LeBron became a Laker. So what do they have to give New Orleans? They want Kuzma, but you can't trade Kuzma.
Yeah, you can't get rid of Kuz.
Because he's going to be your third best player if you got a Kawhi or Anthony. This whole thing to me is the longer LeBron's out, you kind of see what the rest of these guys are, which is Kyle Kuzma and a bunch of transactions.
Yeah, that is what it. There's no leadership. That's the other thing. When Lonzo was out, Lonzo could have stepped into that role. He got injured, but he's not every single night that guy. Some nights you'll get flashes of him. Some nights you won't. You'll be like, where is he at? And I think that's where he has to mature if he wants to become that leader, or maybe he's just not going to be that guy. But getting Rondo back is going to help all of those players, though, because he's going to be the general on the floor to basically calm things down, make sure he gets guys in the right position, so they could be effective when they get the basketball, and it can help the team try to get some W's.
By the way, LeBron's got a groin abductor hip flexor injury. You said it's really bad. Now, you didn't like defense. Did you ever get hurt?
What you mean I didn't like defense? I'm all-time leading steals at Arizona State. Yeah. What you talking about, defense?
What do you mean?
All-time leader in steals. Yeah. At my school, yes.
You can be a shooter and play defense.
Yeah, well, you're right. Harden didn't play any D there, so you
Harden just got buckets. I mean, Harden is just getting buckets. This is crazy. I mean, this is crazy what he's doing. But think about this. We know he has no CP. He has no Clint Capella. He has to do this. He scored 58 points and they still lost. So he has to do what he's doing right now for them to even have a shot.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.